Good evening and bienvenue, my fond fair friends, family, and subscribers. This is your humble narrator, Diomedes Rouge, here to bring you part 2 of What If Naruto Could Summon a Glavenus. I told you I was doing it today. I just want to make sure I gave everyone plenty of time to see it pop up in their folders and, well, watch it, of course. But no. Where we last left off, they just got through with their training, and Garrus has, well, showed back up. He has showed back up quite irritated as he charges forward over towards Kakashi. Why did you drag everyone else here but me? You're too heavy. Fair point. You do look scrawny. As he turns over towards Naruto. You ate without me? Yeah? Dude, harsh. You're asleep. Yeah, but still harsh. Fine, we'll go hunting later. Alright. Y'all hunt? Well, how else do you expect me to speed this guy? No offense, he needs a lot of meat in his diet. He is primarily a carnivore. Why don't you just send him back to, where he's from? They just kind of look at each other and just go. And then they look back at them. Then they look back at each other. Then look back at Sasuke. They look back at each other. Look at Sakura. Look back at each other. Look at Kakashi. Look back at each other and go. We never really thought of that. Yeah, no, never really came to mind. Yeah. As they both just kind of shake their heads, just going, So you've been killing a lot of creatures to feed them. We never deforested it. We never took more than the land couldn't provide. We hunted different species every day. Different species. Yeah, it was actually kind of cool. Good outing. Yeah, I learned a lot of my different techniques there. Plus, gave me plenty of time to actually practice some of the new stuff I learned from Iruka Sensei's notes. Yeah, that wind bullet of yours was awesome. Not as awesome as your fire bullet. Be like, I still need work. How can you use chakra jutsus without forming hand signs? That's your question. Yes? Okay, simple. I'm me. Huh? Think of this. You've heard of the snake tribe, right? People who could summon snakes. Yet snakes that they summon can perform several different genjutsu techniques as well as, well, ninjutsu techniques without having hands at all. I'm similar to that. Our people, my species is able to internalize chakra nature and focus it. I guess you could say we are the embodiment, are an embodiment of it. Weird. Yes. But it works out to my benefit quite often. I don't have to waste my time making those weird and funny looking signs with my hands. They're not funny looking, they help focus it. Yet I'm able to do it just fine. Bleh. As Garrus sticks his tongue out. Garrus, no one wants to see that. Shut up. As they continue. They continue eating, they continue relaxing. And then Kakashi says, that'll work for today. Tomorrow we'll start some training and some minor missions. Sorry about that. Naruto says, sure thing, fine, as he basically goes back and, well, him and Garrus begin to sleep and relax. As the day comes up, well, Garrus is up bright and early, kicks Naruto awake. Oh, come on. Come on, we have training to get to. Right, right. Ugh. Man, sure hope Sakura ain't too ticked off at me. Be like, really? Why? Well, I don't know, she is cute. Be like, dude, no. Like, what? I refuse to let you be around that thing. What do you mean, thing? She's cute. Be like, dude, okay, let me put it to you this way. She does not want you. But maybe if, boom, whacks him upside the head with a tail. She does not like you. But what about bonk? Whacks him upside the head with a tail again. She doesn't like you. But what if bonk? And this proceeds for another 3 minutes. You're like, okay, I get it. She don't like me. Exactly. She's more into that, well, weird kid with the big eyes, with the big black eyes, no pupils, with dark hair and a very weird mean streak. I think his name's Sasuke. You mean Sasuke? Yeah, Sasuke. Can't you just call him Sasuke? Like, yes, Sasuke. Why are you like this? Because I don't like people trying to act like they're cool when they're clearly just inept little twerps. Yet you call me by my name. You don't try and act cool. As he lightly pats him on the back with his tail. You are cool. Thanks. Are you really sure she doesn't bank? She doesn't like you. Okay, I don't know where this crush of yours stemmed from, but she don't like you. You can smell it on her. Okay? I mean, she was nice to me that one time. One time out of 100 cases of her being mean. How many times has she agreed with someone who's been saying weird things about you? A lot. How many times has she personally insulted you? A lot. How many times has she popped you upside the head? Oh, a lot. But you've done that too. Bang! I do that because I care. Now, how many times has she tried to do it? As she personally said, get away from me. A lot, you say? She don't like you. Just quit trying to chase a cat up a tree that it does not want to go up. But that metaphor makes no sense. That analogy doesn't make any sense. You can bring a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Better? You can be around her all you want. Doesn't mean she's gonna be thirsty for your ass. I don't know what that means. It's something my grandfather once told me. What? You said he learned it from Minato. A weird human saying. Figured you might understand it, but I guess not. Yeah. Yeah, I clearly don't. Now. Well, dang it. She's the only girl that ever really treated me nicely. What else am I supposed to do? No clue, actually. Maybe, I don't know, try leaving the village once? I can't do that. Why? Because I'm trying to become the Hokage here. If I leave the village, well, it goes down the drain. Really, it'll go down the drain. Yes. How can you leaving the village to become stronger and or find someone who can help you become stronger and or find someone who can some people to join you to make you stronger, make you not eligible to be Hokage? Is it like some weird human rule? Well, no, but I'm part of the village now. I'm part of their shinobi. If I were to leave even after a monicum of training, it's as if you're going rogue. The shinobi can only have a certain set amount of well, ninjas at a time, which means every one of us is a valuable resource. Ah, I see. Why did you agree to indentured servitude? Food, money, fame, possibility of becoming the guy who's in charge of them. Okay, I can see your point. You're not as dumb as you look. Like, thanks. Hey! Like, and you catch on quicker than you used to, too. Those notes really have been coming in handy. Shut up. Let's get going, anyways, as they continue on. He arrives over where Sasuke, Sakura, and Kakashi are, and Kakashi asks, "Why do you have so many lumps on your head?" "Don't ask." As Garrus just chuckles to the side. Blah, 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 exposition, they do the cat mission, and they're able to catch it with relative ease. Why, you may ask? Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's because they got two guys there, or rather a guy and a 8-foot tall, well, 6-foot tall, 10-foot long miniature T-Rex with a sword tail that's used to hunting things. Yeah, maybe, yes, maybe it's because of that. And so, well, considering that they're used to hunting things, they proceed to hunt things. In this case, the cat. And oh, good Lord, do you feel bad for that pussycat? Oh, Lordy, that pussycat's in a bad, bad way. Because Garrus is the one that chases it on the ground. Meanwhile, if it even thinks of getting up in a tree, Naruto's there to chase it throughout. And it doesn't last nearly as long. In about literally a couple minutes, it's caught, captured. Well, I wouldn't say a few minutes, a couple hours. It's caught, captured, and brought back. A little bit terrified, a little bit less hair. Some of it was singed, but it's still fine. How did the hair get singed, the owner asks. Oh, simple. Garrus got tired of chasing it. And when Garrus gets tired of chasing something, that something's life expectancy usually tends to drop into the negatives, especially if a fireball is involved. Oh yeah. The cat got very lucky. But we won't focus on that anymore. A few more minor missions later, a couple of weeks pass by. Over a month of time has passed since Naruto's been a part of the group, part of Team 7. They get a mission. Basically, it's a mission to help someone in the, a builder, a bridge builder. It's to escort him and guard him while he oversees building the bridge. Simple enough. It's a low-ranking mission. Kakashi gladly agrees. And so they head off. And boy, oh boy, is this gonna be fun. Pardon me one moment. Now, as you can expect, Naruto, Garrus, Sakura, and Sasuke, they're all packed, they're all ready. Naruto has his Dao blade behind his backpack. and his tiger claws at his left hand and right hand side, attached to his, well, belt, via a small, easily removable clip. All he needs to do is, well, just shove his hands down into them, pull them off of the clip, and boom, they're ready for action. Then Sasuke asks, what's the purpose of those things? Well, if I'm ever low on chakra but still need to climb, I can climb. Plus, they make for a decent backup weapon in case things get, well, hairy. I can't always rely on my sword in places that may be confining. Huh. I didn't really take you to think that far. What can I say? It's, I don't know. I felt different over the last month or so. Ever since I've been with Garrus, things have been, well, easier on me. Like how? Well, he's been like family to me. He's like a brother I've never had. And Sasuke just kind of gets a little bit irritated at this. Not so much the fact that he's irritated at Naruto for calling Garrus a brother. More the fact that he's just irritated with the term brother entirely. You know, emo edgelord. Me. Says, I see. Yeah. Naruto not even picking up on this because, let's all face it, he can be dense at times. He's a lot better than you think he is. Sure, he may be big, he may be angry, and, well, scaly. But when push comes to shove, he's got my back. Always has and he always will. I care about him greatly. He goes, alright, fine. Well, and right before that happens, I'll say this is about almost to the point where they're reaching Tazuna's house. You know, the bridge builder. They're about halfway to getting to that point when all of a sudden, Naruto and, well, first Garrus, then Naruto hear a sound. And then it gets louder. And then Kakashi picks up on this and he says, duck! As a giant-ass blade comes flying overhead. And I do mean a giant blade. We ain't talking about no small fry sword. We're talking about a big, meaty sword. That, if it was given size, just judging by size alone, it could be on par with, well, just by the size and width, on par with Guts's Dragon Slayer. But nowhere near as powerful as the Dragon Slayer. We all know that thing is OP as hell. But only for those who can actually pick it up. Sorry for that small tangent. As Naruto and Garrus look around, wondering, who the hell threw that? As Zabuza appears at the handle of the blade. And Naruto instantly wonders, okay, did he somehow throw the sword and then sit on the handle? Or did he throw the sword, wait for it to impact, and then rush over to sit on the handle? Because either way, that's kind of stupid to give away your position that way. As he's just looking at him like, all confused, but not for the right type of reasons confused. As, well, Sasuke immediately goes into a defensive stance, as well as Kakashi. Sakura gets a little bit panicked, wondering what the hell's going on. As well, they proceed to fight Zabuza. In this case, 5-on-1, because don't forget Garrus. Oh, this is not going to be fun. Well, it is. As he notices the as Zabuza looks at this and notices the strange, scaly, monstrous beast that's in the back of the group. Just going, what the hell? Anyways, Leaf Village. I'm gonna give you all one chance to get out of here. Whatever you're going to do here, it ain't worth your trouble or your lives. Leave, or I will kill you. And that's when Kakashi speaks up and says, now you see, that's where we're going to have a problem. Huh? Oh? And why is that? Well, simple. I'm in charge of these kids. And I'm not going to let you harm them. And we're here to get a mission done. So I suggest you back out of our way, Mr. Rogue Mist Ninja. Or should I call you Zabuza? Oh, you know me. It doesn't take too much to know about the Demon of the Mist. So what do you say? Get out of the way? Or you can end up in my bingo book. As Zabuza just goes, oh, you're funny. This is gonna be good. As well, the mist starts circling in and becoming thicker. Immediately, Naruto feels an intense ping in his ears, almost as if they're ringing loudly for just a few brief seconds before they die back down. As he gets into a defensive stance, drawing his dowel blade, holding it off to the side, and just looking. What was that? Easy, partner. What do you mean, easy? Relax. Your hearing's just been amplified in order to make up for your lack of eyesight. What? I'll explain later. But right now we need to keep our guard up. That guy smelled dangerous. You're right. He quickly grabs Sakura and pulls her closer. What are you doing, Naruto? Shut up and stay still. What do you mean, shut up and stay still? Right now you're currently the weakest one of us. So stay still. As, well, he looks over at Sasuke. Sasuke gives him a slight nod and goes into a position to where they can keep an eye back to back of each other. With Sakura in the middle and Garrus looking out overhead. This frees up Kakashi to do some crazy antics, as, well, he does, and then disappears in a blur. Naruto thinks to himself, dang it, I wish I could do that. As all of a sudden they hear a loud ting, 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 clashing of steel against steel. Zabuza swinging down his great sword, impacting, well, at least trying to impact Kakashi. Him parrying it, moving him. Good old Kakashi deflecting it, moving it off to the side. Each and every time he attacks, he maneuvers it just lightly out of the way. Not trying to absorb the force, but essentially making it to where the force of the blow negates itself. But each time it gets harder as Zabuza becomes more and more precise. He wasn't called the Demon of the Mist for nothing, after all. As they keep fighting on and on, the battle rages until Naruto hears something coming up from behind him. As he quickly turns around and throws a shuriken as fast as he can. Then he hears a loud psh as droplets of water impact the ground. Sasuke, yeah? I'm gonna be surrounded here in a minute. What do you mean? I think that guy can use water clones. How can you tell? Whatever I just impacted over there, it didn't sound like it was just physical. Usually if there's a person that if something drops and is dead, it makes a thud along with the wet impact of blood on the ground. But this, no. This was all water, all liquid. There was no thud, it was more of a squish, a squelch. How do you know this? Hunter, remember? It's like, right. Okay, so what do you recommend? Simple. We gotta be prepared from attacks at any sides. Garrus. Yeah. I'm gonna need a lot of your help on this, partner. Of course. As well, as Naruto predicted, several water clones appear and start attacking in unison. Using the mist as cover, one will move in at a time and then another one will attack in another direction. Just as Naruto predicted. But these clones aren't just, well, weak. They are the clone of the Demon of the Mist. However, they are dealing with a different type of Team 7. And so, Naruto takes point. Anything that comes their way, he'll counter from the northern side. Meanwhile, Garrus is at the rear, guarding anything that would come, protecting the group from anything that would come in from the, well, southern side. Sasuke's in the middle, along with Sakura. Sakura going to apply her healing, or rather, tend to wounds wherever she can. And Sasuke, well, Sasuke's gotta be Sasuke. Doing really whatever the hell he wants. One comes in from the northwestern side as Naruto advances. It brings down its version of its sword, Zabuza's sword, only to be, well, caught off guard as Naruto impacts and cuts through the legs of the water clone. Instead of going towards the center where the sword was going down, he decided to go right for the leg. Another one comes in from the southeastern side as Garrus swings over his tail and brings it down with a vertical slash, breaking straight through the false sword. But more and more keep coming, almost like there's never ending. Meanwhile, with Kakashi and Zabuza, their fight goes straight to the river. As Zabuza makes his hand signs and calls upon his Water Dragon Jutsu. Kakashi lifts up his Sharingan high and uses his version of Water Style, Water Dragon Jutsu, to counter and then repel the attack. Oh boy, is it just becoming more and more of a mess as they go straight from taijutsu to ninjutsu competitions of speed and strength. Every impact becoming louder and louder until they hear a certain yelp, or Kakashi hears a certain yelp from the distance. As we cut back to Naruto's team, Garrus is fending off a group of shadow clones. I say group, it's only about two. A couple. Well, water clones. I keep on wanting to say shadow for some reason. It's almost as if that show pounded that phrase into my head over and over. I don't know why or how. However, a third one is able to sneak past and gets close as Sasuke, well, shatters it and some water splashes onto Sakura. She makes a minor yelp, which distracts Naruto, thinking that she got hurt. He turns around, only to be hit very, very hard, sending him flying into a tree, hitting his head on said tree, rendering him somewhat unconscious. Garrus takes quite offense to this, as that's his partner, and more importantly, his rider. And you have done fucked up when you get a Glavenus pissed off. As he, well, does the standard thing of draining more chakra from Naruto to increase his size and his power. As he charges in, smashing and dispersing the clones with ease. As Sasuke goes on the other side, now taking the southern front. As, well, he tells Sakura, go over and check on Naruto. But do it! As Sasuke begins to, well, counter and strike the clones as they appear. She goes over to examine him, and he's relatively fine. A small bruise on the side of his head, but other than that, he's okay. As she gives him a light, well, slap to wake him up. Ugh. Ow, that hurt. Ow. As he wakes up and goes, Sakura, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. As he gets up to see the situation, and Garrus is full-blown pissed. And Sasuke is losing ground fast, even resorting to using his single Tomoe Sharingan. And still winds up being pushed back, because while these are clones, they are clones of the demon of the mist. Kakashi, as we cut back to him, distracted by the sudden yelp and loud, well, thudding impact, begins to want to try and run back, but realizes it went far too late. As he turns his back, the demon takes advantage and closes the distance for a strike, which only to, upon impacting Kakashi with the blade, for it to turn into a log. Substitution technique! As he takes off. It's like, damn it! Why was that technique even invented? I mean, yes, it's useful, but yeah! As well, Kashi winds up getting back to see the unholy mess that is the team situation. The creature's gotten the weird scaly thing's gotten big again. Naruto's got a bump on his head, and it looks like he made a solid impact with a tree. There are clones attacking from every side. Sasuke's out in the back fighting his ass off, and Sakura's trying to tend after Naruto as he steadily gets back to his feet. He's just going, oh crap. As the demon finally arrives back, and well, decides to try and end it as he darts over towards Naruto, who quickly tries to grab his blade and raise it up, only for it to be shattered by the giantly oversized, well, sword that Zabuza uses. At this point, Naruto feels like he has fucked up, And it's only proven better whenever Zabuza puts his hand over his head and goes, water style, water prison jutsu. And basically engulfs Naruto up to his head in water. As the clones cease, everyone turns around to see this. Garrus is the first one to make a move, considering that's his partner. And as soon as he does, Zabuza just, well, wraps Naruto's entire head around it and says, one more move, and I kill him. As Garrus shrinks back down. And then Zabuza tries to negotiate. Your lives aren't worth this. Get out of here. And I'll make sure you get your little kid back. Honestly, this job's barely worth the pay I'm getting. I didn't know I'd come across the copycat ninja while I was around. So leave. Or, as Naruto's, breathing begins to get a little bit more rapid, or rather say lack of breathing considering his head's underwater. The bubbles floating out of his nose and mouth are beginning to get more and more rapid. Or the kid's gonna die. As Garrus gets an idea. He doesn't like doing this, but he figures this one time his grandfather will forgive him for doing something ahead of schedule. As he shuts his eyes and talks with Naruto in his mind. Naruto, can you hear me? Garrus? What's going on? Relax. This is something that I was taught to do with my partner. Grandpa told me not to do something like this until you were ready, or until it was fully explained. What fully explained? No time for that now. Listen to me. I can get you out of this, but I'm not going to be available for a while if I do. What do you mean? Simple. I'm going to dump every bit of chakra I have stored up in me into you. You use it and then you use every bit of it to enhance your body's physical prowess. Trust me, it'll work. But you will feel drained afterwards. Garrus, what do you mean you'll be gone for a little while? When I do this, my link will be temporarily severed with you, and I'll be forcibly sent back home. And I won't be able to be called upon again for at least a day. Garrus, no, Kakashi will think there's no time. As Garrus just says, relax, partner. You got this. Huh? As he basically does a reverse on the link, dumping every bit of chakra he's stored up from Naruto over the month that he's been around him back into him. Well, I wouldn't say just a singular month. It's been more like a month and a couple weeks. And he dumps it all. Because as I said, he absorbs Naruto's chakra. But Naruto's chakra is so abundant that it regenerates over a day faster than Garrus can absorb it throughout the day. And Garrus, has been constantly, consuming the chakra in order to keep him on this plane of existence. But he has had more than enough of an opportunity to stockpile it throughout his body. And as that happens, Zabuza quickly begins to notice that the strange scaly creature, the strange two-legged lizard, suddenly and strangely disappears. And as he does, oh boy, does everyone in the group in Team 7, take a quick look at Naruto? Well, first they take a quick look at the sound effect that happened right behind them. Then to quickly turn around to see Naruto. And the sheer, crap ton amount of chakra exploding out of him. It is so dense and powerful, it is causing ripples from within the water prison. It is becoming so intense and violent that Zabuza immediately jumps back, going, "What the hell?" as Naruto breaks out of the prison and just charges, Zabuza, equipping his tiger claws and having at him like a wild beast. He goes for a slash. Zabuza turns his sword to the flat and blocks as Naruto goes into a flurry, a rapid motion of attacks, over and over, slash, 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 as he impacts the blade, not giving Zabuza a chance to even breathe, as Sasuke comes in, pulls out the Demon Wind Shuriken, and launches it, telling Naruto to duck. And so he does, because Naruto is not a beast. He's just very upset, not only at himself for being caught so easily, but at Garrus for being so damn impatient. As Zabuza quickly, jumps out of the way and evades it, and it lands within the tree, Naruto has an idea. He runs over, grabs the shuriken, and tosses it back at, Zabuza. But then he notices that while it's maybe tossing at him, it's curved. He goes, "What the hell?" as he notices the blades of the shuriken are glowing a slight blue, where Naruto put the faintest amount of chakra in there to make the Demon Wind Shuriken turn. And I would say he'd be able to do this considering he's had even more time to train and focus down on his wind chakra. If it hadn't been clearly stated, he found out he had wind elemental nature. I hinted at that twice in the last episode. One with the wind bullet, and two when he said after 3 hours he got to chakra natures. Yes, he found out which one he was good at. And so, that's when Sasuke quickly rushes over, grabs it again, and this time Naruto appears at the side of him, saying, "Shadow Clone Jutsu," as he makes, a shadow clone of himself, and then says, You think you can follow my lead?" "Sure." As basically, he rushes in. Naruto rushes in, and Zabuza thinks, "So you're sending a clone after me? One measly clone ain't gonna do anything," as he then hears the telltale whistle of the shuriken again. "That trick won't work twice," as he quickly swings his sword, carving through the shuriken. However, he did not notice the shadow. As he carved through the clone, as he carved through the shuriken, the shadow of the shuriken, well, let's just say, hit another shuriken that impacted Zabuza quite heavily, rending his flesh as if it was a hot knife through butter, as Zabuza quickly backs off, injured by this impact, but not devastated. This shit's getting boring. Water style, hidden mist jutsu, as he creates more mist. And more builds up. And that's when Naruto just stands up and just says, "You want to play this game? Fine. Let's see how you handle this. Wind style." As he quickly does the signs. This one's for Garrus. Squall! As a giant, thunderous amount of wind pressure blows through the area, coming, well, essentially being focused through Naruto's hand, that impacts the mist and, well, disperses it quite easily. As upon it being dispersed, well, Zabuza's no longer there. In fact, this sudden dispersal is so powerful that it even catches the eyes, or rather the attention, of a couple of scouts that the Mitsukage has around the area. Because it's not often that someone in the village hidden in the mist disperses the mist. And you may say, that's quite odd. Why wouldn't that happen? They get used to it. If you grow up in an environment that has no light, you get used to being in the dark. We're humans. We're a highly adaptable species. It's one of the many reasons why we survived as long as we have and have thrived in so many different places. I mean, hell, you can look towards Australia for that regard. But back to the point. It's not every day someone disperses a large amount of mist within the area. And let's not think that this only hit mist. Oh no, this was a squall of thunderous proportions. This knocked over trees, moved boulders. Naruto put a lot of his chakra into this, and even more of the chakra that not only he had, but that Garrus siphoned. It was quite devastating. But after which he quickly went down to a knee, panting heavily. Naruto, as Sakura runs up to him and patting him on the back. Are you okay? I'll be fine. As he looks around in a somewhat haze. Just meant a little bit too much on that attack. As Kakashi picks him up and carries him on his back, saying, "You did good. Looks like he's gone for now. We should get moving." Whatever he was, he's not gone or done yet. Yes, in this version, he did not fake his death at the beginning. Why? Simple. Because there was an actual chance he could die. Let's not forget, Naruto is a pretty decent threat in this one, especially with Garrus by his side. Combine that with Sasuke, who, again, is a decent threat, as well as Sakura, who's, never mind, with Kakashi, who's a very big threat. Like, no, that was too much of a risk, even by his standards. He knew he could probably take out two of them. He knew he could probably take out all of them, but it would cost him far too much in pain and or blood loss. It's best just to try and keep an eye on him, especially that blonde-haired boy. As, well, Kakashi brings Naruto to guess where? Tazuna's house, in the village hidden in the mist. Basically to help him recover, as he is extremely exhausted. As I said, he nearly put his full tank, nearly put his full tank into that attack. He still has about a good tenth of gas left. He's running on fumes, but he's not tapping into that nitro reserve just yet. No. I'll save that for later, because you guys will love to hear that when that happens. And, well, that's where I'm going to have to say goodbye for now. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I apologize if it was a bit confusing, especially towards that part where Naruto made a clone. If you're wondering, yes, he knows clone jutsu, the shadow clone jutsu. He knows that. He just doesn't know multi-shadow clone jutsu. How does he know shadow clone, if not the multi-shadow clone? Simple. He learned shadow clone jutsu early on, like that was first episode nonsense that he failed, but due to notes that he got from Iruka, he's able to control his chakra a bit better. And that's going to come in very, very handy, very, very soon. I hope you've all had a good evening. I hope you all enjoy your time with me, and please do, well, I hate to say this, because it feels like I'm panhandling. Like, comment, and stay safe. Have a good night. Oh, you thought I was going to say subscribe? No, only do that if you really like my content. Only do that if you genuinely enjoy it. But if you thought it was at least decent, go ahead and just leave a like. If you don't mind, of course. Bye for now.